This is the story of an icon, a persona crafted for global consumption, and the woman who lived and ultimately suffered in its shadow. We remember the image, but do we remember the person? The world first met Whitney Houston as a vision of perfection. She was America's princess, the girl next door with a voice touched by angels. Magazine covers gleamed with her flawless smile, each one a testament to an impossible ideal. Music videos presented her as an ethereal, almost untouchable figure, while headlines sang the praises of her grace and talent. The visuals were glossy, choreographed, and meticulously managed, establishing the pristine image the world was sold. She was not just a singer, she was an icon, a symbol of pop perfection so radiant it seemed unbreakable. This was the Whitney the public was taught to adore, a flawless narrative without a single crack. The image was so powerful, so pervasive, that it became its own reality, a golden cage from which there was no easy escape. But behind the seamless facade of the icon, there was a human being searching for something real. The polished visuals of her public life were a stark contrast to her private desires. She craved a reality outside the relentless glare of the spotlight, a life that wasn't choreographed down to the last note and smile. Her relationship with Bobby Brown, so often painted as the catalyst for her downfall, is better understood as a symptom of this desperate search. It was an act of rebellion against the pristine, prepackaged identity she was forced to wear. In him, she sought not a fall from grace, but an anchor to an authentic self, a world where she could be Nippy from Newark, not just Whitney Houston, the global superstar. Her search for normalcy was a profound and human instinct, a quiet rebellion against the suffocating perfection of her own image. The same media machine that had so eagerly constructed her throne, then turned on her with breathtaking speed. The adoring headlines of the 1980s, which had celebrated her as a national treasure, were replaced by the harsh, judgmental scrutiny of the 1990s and 2000s. The media's love affair had soured, and the double-edged sword was now wielded against her. Every misstep, every sign of struggle was magnified and sensationalized. Her vulnerability wasn't met with empathy or understanding. It was treated as a betrayal of the perfect image they had created. She was ridiculed for being human, for showing cracks in the polished veneer. The world didn't want to see the person, they wanted the persona, and they punished her for failing to maintain the illusion. This immense pressure took an undeniable toll. The image of the icon, once so solid, began to visibly crack and shatter under the weight of public expectation and private pain. Beneath it, the human was revealed, weary, fragile, and fighting a battle the world refused to acknowledge. Her voice, the very pillar of her iconic status, became a public record of her private suffering. The once effortless power was now tinged with a raw, audible pain, a rasp that told a story of heartbreak and exhaustion. Each strained note was a broadcast of her struggle, her art becoming an unwilling testament to the burden of perfection she was forced to carry alone, in front of millions. In the end, the focus must shift from the persona back to the person. The tragedy of Whitney Houston is not the story of a fallen icon. It is the story of the world's collective failure to see the vulnerable human being suffocating beneath the impossible weight of that image. To truly honor her legacy, we must look past the gleaming awards and platinum records to find the woman who just wanted to be seen, to be loved, and to be real. For it is in remembering the person, not just the persona, that we find the true, heartbreaking story.